Hello and good day everyone. Welcome to my channel, Tea Time and Spells. My name is Melissa, and in today's video we're going to be doing a WIP and chat. WIP stands for work in progress, and for me, my work in progress is this kit right here, Fairy Lights by Ivy Dollamore. My summer has been kind of a Midsummer's Night's Dream kind of a theme, and she really hit the spot. So I'm going to be working on her. I've got this little section on the bottom left here that I'm going to be doing. And if you would like to follow along or maybe work on your own project, then go ahead and grab that, maybe a snack and something to drink. And I'm just gonna waffle on and kind of tell you guys what's been happening in the last week or two. So stay tuned. All right, let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to put in some fresh putty. So I have been experimenting with putty. If you guys have been following along in the last few months, I've been having a heck of a time figuring out putty. And I've just been using Diamond Art Club's white putty that came in the kits like at the beginning of the year. They transitioned to this clear wax, but I've been trying to utilize the white putty and see if I can't get over my my putty dilemma. It's been hit or miss. Like right now it's really stringy, but from what I'm kind of gathering from watching other creators when they fill up theirs, that this is kind of normal, and to just kind of stick with it if I kind of want to give it a good chance. And it's kind of what I'm trying to do. It doesn't help that today is a very warm day. I live in the upper Midwest, and we have been having some very, very warm weather with like 80% humidity. So that's been a joy. And like severe weather every other day, it feels like. There we go. I got it pretty cleaned out. And then I've seen creators do it a couple ways where you could just like kind of do this. Although I'm noticing that when I do that, I'm kind of bending my multi-placer, so I don't think I really want to do that. And then kind of rolling it a little bit into a spaghetti noodle and then kind of just popping it in there. And that seems to be working. Again, this is like maybe my second or third attempt using putty and actually kind of sticking with it instead of getting really irritated and tearing everything out and going back to my pink wax. But I have noticed that it's been kind of nice to work with. Trying to give it a good solid chance. It was one of my goals this month was to really give the putty a chance, because I know a lot of creators and diamond painters just swear by the stuff. Mind you, they're using like small shop putty, and I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but here. Kind of stab it a little bit and see if I can't take some of the excess off so we can get going. So how have you guys been? It has been crazy this past week. So I work for a chiropractic clinic, and the doctor that I work for went ahead and purchased a new building halfway across town, which the town I live in isn't that big, so it's like 5-10 minutes away. And our moving day was yesterday, so Friday 25th, something like that. My days and times have all been mixed up, but moving day was yesterday, so we had to move everything from the old clinic to the new one. And that's fun. I hate moving. I don't like it personally. I don't like it even for a business, which is not fun, although I don't know anybody who actually does enjoy moving, so. But I didn't have to actually like necessarily move boxes or anything, because I'm accident prone, and the doctor's like, nope, you're not moving anything. You just gotta make sure that everything works computer-wise, phone-wise, make sure that gets all transferred over correctly. It didn't in the beginning. I had our local communications company who's going to be handling both our internet and our phone lines. I had them come over at 8 o'clock in the morning yesterday to get everything set up. It was supposed to be plug and play because, you know, everything's already set up there. That's what they told us. It was kind of, not really. Whoever installed all the communication stuff was either a newbie or he decided he wanted to be different and do everything differently. So the technician who had to get everything up and running was there for close to 4 hours trying to get everything figured out. We have 3 lines. So we have 2 phone lines and a dedicated fax line. And I needed to make sure all of that worked. And then, of course, the internet, which the internet for the most part worked after he figured out that the phone lines weren't truly phone lines. They were more like internet lines that uses phone. And once that was all kind of figured out, then we were able to get it tested, and finally he was able to leave to get to his other appointments that he was already a couple hours behind on. It was going to be a long day for him. So my job was to make sure that was up and running before we left Friday. And then I had the fun job of unpacking everything and putting it in its correct location, which, to be fair, wasn't that bad, because the last location, the doctor inherited from another doctor who decided to retire. So everything had been in its place for like 25, 30 years at that point. So why bother changing where things were being kept and all that? But with this place, we had, we had the ability to have a fresh start where we get to choose where all of the equipment was going to be, the supplies, filing. And since I am the office manager there, and I'm like the only one who works the office anyways, because it's just the 3 of us, it's the 2 doctors and myself, I got to choose where everything goes, which is kind of nice because then I get to choose the flow and figure out how I would want it to be. So that's nice. And then I got to kind of see where everything was going to be located, not just for the doctors, but kind of for myself as well. So fun fact, we were supposed to have moved into this new building a month and a half ago. Yeah. The building used to be like a clothing boutique store that went out of business. And so we had it renovated to be a chiropractic clinic. Well, the landlords and contractors took a very long time getting the build out, which, if you've ever dealt with contractors, that seems to be more the norm than anything. And they had just finished putting in the cabinets and the counters Monday. So 4 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, today's Saturday, and we moved Friday. So yeah, the countertops didn't even have holes drilled into them to run any of the cords for any of the supplies. So I had to bring my own drill and the landlord had to come, and we had to do some on-the-go drill work to get some stuff drilled, and then he had to do some patching of drywall since they kind of made a couple of dents when they were moving some of the cabinetry and countertops in. We had just gotten flooring in like a week or 2 ago. So yeah, it was kind of coming to the wire. The location that we used to be at, the lease expires at the end of this month. So that was fun. Nothing like being close to the wire on your lease and needing to be out of the location and into a new location and ready to go for business within like a day or two. Needless to say, it has been very stressful. It has been a very stressful week, which is why Monday and Tuesday, I ended up getting a horrible, horrible migraine to the point where I couldn't sit in any kind of a brightly lit area, and noises bothered me. I had the headache, I had the nausea, really bad nausea, and I was out of commission all of Monday. I attempted to go to work Tuesday for about an hour and a half before I ended up dashing to the bathroom to get sick with nausea, at which point the doctor's like, nope, you're going home. Goodbye, we'll see you the next day. And then, yeah, I was starting to feel better, but nothing like being stressed out to bring on a migraine. And then all the little things involved with moving a business, moving any kind of location, change of address, and then needing to update clients with the new address. And I had just found out what the new address was like a week or two ago. So yeah, it has been, oh shoot, it has been a joy. I am very, very happy that it is over with. Not a fan of moving. Hopefully we won't be moving again. We have a 10-year lease with this place, so if anything, we're not going to be moving for at least 10 years, unless something goes horribly wrong, which hopefully nothing does. So yeah, that was what I have been doing this past week, just trying to get things finalized for the big move, and then at the same time get things finalized and prepped for my trip out to California, which is it's this Friday coming up now. Yeah, less than a week. So trying to make sure I've got all the stuff I need for that, clothing and all that jazz. Making sure I'm not forgetting anything in that regard. Because I'm kind of like a planner when it comes to what to bring, what I want to bring when it comes to vacations. And my biggest thing is I want to bring a couple of diamond paintings, so I'm trying to figure out like what kind of accessories do I want to bring. I don't have that many accessories, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. But trying to figure out like what kind of pin do I want to bring? What kind of tray do I want to bring? Do I need to bring tweezers? Can I bring tweezers on the plane? Things like that. I know that there's been a few creators, oh darn, these ABs need a paper towel that's wet. But I know a couple creators, in fact, Ashley from Messy Girl Crafts was just talking about this, where she mentioned that you can bring tweezers on the plane, our murder tweezers that they call them, the really, really pointy ones. Oh geez. Whoops. Well, I lost my red wax, and I do not see where it dropped. Darn it. Oh, something tells me it's going to be one of those days. Gonna have to get new wax. It's because I'm working with ABs. One of the things I need to do very, very soon here is I need to put in an order with the Etsy shop that's got the lily pad. I've seen it in a couple creators videos already, where it's like a little cover minder, and inside's an itty bitty little sponge that you get wet, and all you do is you dab the end of your pin in it, and it's supposed to make it so that they don't stick to the ABs so badly and yank out your wax like that. Oh, that is so annoying. I really don't want to do the tweezer method either. For some reason, when I multi-place them, they're not as bad. I say that as, it's because it's all new wax, that's why. I haven't dirtied it up yet. Here. I'll dirty it up with like the couch and my clothes really quick. All right, let's try this again. Could always move on to a different color. And there we go. That seems to be a little bit better. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So Ashley from Missy Girls Crafts mentioned like these tweezers, the really, really sharp ones that you get in, well, you used to get in the old Diamond Art Club kits, and then what you can get from some of the other smaller shops. Apparently you can maybe bring those on the plane. I have like 3 of them now, I think. And I'm thinking I might test my luck. And if for some reason they get confiscated, then they get confiscated. It's gonna be in my storage container, because I plan on bringing, oh geez, just bring out the darn tweezers. I plan on bringing my Art Dot 60 count storage solution with me on the plane. I am not good with tweezers. There. But this set, my 60 count one, right now it's kitted up for fairy lights, and I'll be honest, I'm probably not gonna get done with fairy lights now. I had really hoped I would be able to, but with my migraine, and then yesterday I was at the new clinic. Shoot, I think I got there at like, I got at the old location at 6:30 in the morning to load up my vehicle with as much stuff as possible. And then I was at the new location by like 7:45, since the telecommunications company was gonna be there. They were supposed to be there at 8. They didn't get there till a little after 8:30, but I wanted to make sure I had all the stuff and I could start kind of unpacking everything and getting things ready for when the doctors came, because it was just the 2 of them, the 2 doctors, and they loaded up just a trailer and transferred everything from the new location to the old one. No, sorry, strike that, reverse it. From the old location to the new one, and I think it was just like 2 trips they were able to get everything done. So I wanted to make sure that everything went as smooth as it could be, as smooth as you possibly can when you're moving. There's always going to be something that you miss, but I wanted to make it go as smooth as possible. Unlike this WIP and Chat, which feels like it's a disaster going off on the rails already. Oh my goodness. So yeah, because of that, when I had the migraine, obviously I wasn't going to be craning my neck down and working on diamond painting. I did try to relax my mind, but just the looking down didn't make it feel good at all. So I kind of abandoned that effort pretty early on. So I didn't get to do any kind of diamond painting Monday or Tuesday, and then I didn't have a chance to do any diamond painting yesterday. And now I'm working on today, and I keep losing my darn wax. Oh my God. This WIP and Chat is just awful. Okay, I think I found it. In it goes. It's these ABs. I've only got a couple more left, and then I can actually properly diamond paint without making a big mess. Ugh. So, yeah, it's been busy, but it did take a good 3 days off of diamond painting for me, so because of that, I do not think I'm going to be able to finish Fairy Lights, which is a pity. Kind of wanted to get it done for July. That way I could start fresh with a couple of the kits that I've got planned for August. That is so hard to believe that August is right around the corner. Back to school. We're going into last quarter, almost the last quarter of the year. Spooky season's gonna be starting up. Officially, spooky season for me is basically after 4th of July. Anytime after that, spooky season. of course, spooky season lives in my heart year round. So, in fact, I'm wearing a cute shirt that's got like bats on it and stuff, and because I really thought it was cute and wanted to wear something that was summery, but also Halloweeny. What is it? Summerweeny? Yeah, that doesn't sound very good, but something fun and spooky, and getting prepped and ready to go. I bought some clothing when Amazon Prime had their Prime deals, and got some fun new clothing because I've also lost a ton of weight since last year. I've lost like 55 pounds, and that is awesome, except for the fact that it's also expensive to have to replace your wardrobe when nothing fits. So I've had to do that, and I'm not really a big clothes shopper to begin with. I'd rather buy fun stuff like puzzles and books and diamond paintings. Clothes are not as enjoyable because what you could be for one size does not translate for another company, so it's incredibly frustrating and is not enjoyable, especially since nowadays half of the clothes you have to order are all online. So like for Amazon Prime, you couldn't just exchange the size for the size you need. Nope, you had to make sure to order 2 separate sizes, hope one of them fits if you even like the style, take back the other one, get your money back that way. So it's like you have to kind of upfront the cost of all your clothing by ordering a couple sizes in each clothing item that you like, and just hope that one size fits well or that you like the style. Because there was a couple shirts that I ordered that I just didn't like the style. I didn't like the cut of them. So then you have to go and return them. Thankfully, Amazon's made it a lot easier now where you don't have to like keep the original packaging anymore. You just need to basically go to your nearest UPS store and show them a barcode and give them the item, and that's about it. Which is kind of nice. I mean, they've definitely made that process a little easier, but it's not the same. It's not the same as just going to your local clothing store, trying things on, seeing what fits, and actually going home with it that same day. I miss those days. But there's just not a lot of clothing stores anymore. Because I was thinking of like back to school for my son, and I had to order a lot of his clothing on Amazon Prime as well, because there's just not a lot of stores that carry like boys' clothes, at least not where I live. His options are Target or Walmart. That's it. And if you don't want to look like everybody else in town, because that's where their parents went, was just Walmart or Target for their clothes, then you have to go to either the nearest larger city, which is for me about an hour and a half away, or you order everything online. And I have a 10-year-old son going on 11 who's a weed, who's gone through like 3 sizes in the last 3 months. And even though I can measure him to get the best possible result for clothing, by the time I get the clothes, he could have sprouted another size up. So that's always fun. So at this point, I'm to the point where I'm buying his clothes like super big, where his pants are like practically falling off his hips. And I'm like, nah, you'll grow into it probably by the end of the year. But you know, it's expensive. Clothes are expensive. Although I will say that Target and Walmart for back to school have tried to make it fairly affordable with like, I think I was seeing like $4 shirts and $6 pants or something like that. So not too bad. They're at least trying to help out parents, especially when all the other fun stores that we used to grow up with, they're all gone. Like, I remember getting clothing from like Kmart, Montgomery Ward, Sears, And I know that some of those are still around. Like, I think Sears might still be around, but a lot of their locations have closed. In fact, I was seeing ads for like JCPenney's and Macy's, and I'm like, yeah, our JCPenney's went under. The nearest one is like an hour and a half away, and I heard Macy's might be going bankrupt, and is going to be to the point where you're going to go back to school shopping for your kid by sitting down like on the couch, going over like a tablet or a phone and being like, okay, what do you like? And then waiting for it to come in the mail. It's just not the same. Kind of the same thing with like school supplies. Growing up, I remembered back to school being so much fun. Like, I could get all the cool folders, like Lisa Frank was my jam. I got so excited getting to choose all my pocket folders and my binder, all the fun erasers and pens and just all that fun stuff. Oh, you had to get a brand new backpack and a matching lunch pail, of course. And I just remembered that being so much fun. Like, that was the funnest part, was being able to pick out all the cool folders and your writing paper and everything like that. Now they got like nothing for selection. It's really bare bones. It's kind of depressing. It's like, gosh. And the styles that they do have, well, for one, like some of the styles are minimalistic at best. You have maybe a few character like licensed stuff, like Minecraft, of course, Lego, and then like a couple Disney, like Marvel, and that's kind of it. Like, there's not a lot to choose from. Like, my son can care less about school stuff, and I'm like, really? Oh man, it used to be so much fun when I got to do it, and it just isn't the same. Nostalgia, I suppose, but it's one of those things where you look back at your childhood and you're like, oh, you kids are missing out on all these fun things. Honestly, I think the one thing that our son is missing out on the most is the thrill of renting movies like on a Friday night. Oh, I used to be so excited for the weekend because not every weekend, but most weekends, we as a family would go to, it wasn't Blockbuster Video, it was their competitor Hollywood Video, but we would go to Hollywood Video and we would rent movies and games for the week. And I remember it being like so awesome because you always had that thrill of, okay, for me, it was always the video games. Like, I'm a big gamer and I had all kinds of consoles, and I would always like scramble and go straight to the video game section, which at the time was like Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1 kind of era, and just scrambling to see what kind of games there were. I was huge into JRPGs at the time, so like Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 8 and Final Fantasy 9. Those were like the two I really, really liked. And I would play those games. And back then, Final Fantasy 8 and Final Fantasy 9, I want to say both came on 4 CD discs because of how much memory they took, how much space for the actual plot line and everything, which was so fun. Like, you don't see that anymore because you just download everything, but that, I remember just always having that thrill of renting a new game, seeing what was available, and because, the internet wasn't that big back then. The only thing I used the internet for was like cheats, tips, tricks, and cheats on where to find certain things on the games. That was about it. But kids nowadays, they just don't have the joy and the fun of getting to browse through a selection of movies and seeing what's available and what might be coming out with all the new movie posters and cutouts and all that stuff. And then you had all all your concessions. You had your popcorn and candy and just, it was fun. It was a vibe for sure. Like, part of the experience was that trip of choosing what you were going to watch for the next couple of days and, you know, picking out your food for it. Nowadays, you just go on Netflix or Hulu or whatever and scroll for like an hour trying to figure out what it is you want. And then by the time you choose it, you're like over it and you're like, nah, we'll just watch it tomorrow. It doesn't hit the same. How many of you miss the days of renting movies? Just like going to the movies isn't as fun anymore either. Because I don't know about you guys, but for my theater, you pick and choose your seats. And that's awesome. I mean, growing up, you bought your ticket and you sat wherever was available and that was it. Old school seating. Nowadays, you can, pick and choose your seats and all that, which is kind of nice. The stadium seating with like the nice recliner chairs, that's very nice. I do like that. But it's gotten to the point where if you just decide spur of the moment, oh, hey, let's go see a movie. Let's go see the new Superman movie. Or, let's go see the new How to Train Your Dragon movie. Well, you better make sure that you check online first to see if there's even any seats available, because you can't just do first come, first serve anymore. And that's kind of a bummer because it takes away from the spontaneous aspect of it. Like, what if you just want to surprise somebody with, date night at the movie theater, but you didn't, decide 3 days in advance that that's what you wanted to do. You just wanted to be spontaneous. It's like you kind of just can't be spontaneous anymore. Everything has to be pre-planned, and it's just not the same. It's not. There's some good things about, this day and age, and then there's some things that you just kind of miss, and yeah, just been kind of thinking about some of the things I missed as a kid. I go through this every holiday season because my son's birthday is 9 days before Christmas, so I always have to get his Christmas gifts and his birthday gifts at the same time. And I struggle these days with, like, what do you want? Obviously, there's gift cards and stuff, but it's like, how boring? How boring is it on your birthday, Christmas morning, to open up just gift cards? Because everything is digital. Like, the few games that you might have requested, they're all electronic. They're all downloads. And it's just not the same. Like, you can get a game, like you can get Mario Kart. You can get the game digitally, and you can give them a piece of paper with the code, and it's like, oh, thanks, it's a code. Or you can give them, like, at least the cover, the case, and it looks like something more than just a digital code, even though it's still the same thing as a digital code, but it's just something different. It hits differently. I mean, I remember Christmas morning being so excited when I would get books, movies, games, and I mean, some of the games that I got would be, they were, like I said, I liked JRPGs, so I liked like Final Fantasy. My favorite one is Lunar Silver Star Story, and its sequel, Lunar Eternal Blue. And they came in these big, chunky box sets because they would be like 3 or 4 discs each. But they would have things like artwork, maps, little collectibles inside. Like, it was really cool. And those would just be kind of like the normal editions, not like anything fancy. It just, like, it was set up for presentation. And I remember just getting so excited, getting games and movies, CDs. God, nowadays, I don't even know what you could do that would not be a streaming service for music these days. I know that we're kind of going full circle with records kind of making a comeback. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I was thinking about getting a like an old iPod shuffle to download like just music onto for my husband, because he doesn't want an iPhone and have any of that. He just wants just a basic MP3 player that plays music on it. And I was looking into it, I'm like, man, I don't even know how to get music anymore. Like, I know how you can do it like the Yoho way, but the legitimate way, because iTunes I don't think iTunes even exists anymore. I think it's just Apple Music, which is a subscription. If you wanted to go off streaming service, just be off the grid, be old school, how are you doing that without getting the physical media? Because we have like CDs, they're in storage, which, I mean, we could always break them out of storage and everything, but then it's like, okay, I guess I could find an old Walkman. It's a pity I don't have my old one. And that's not exactly as convenient, wearing a big o just honking Walkman at your side while you're running or even just like working around the house. Yeah, it's not as ideal. The iPod, the cute little iPod shuffles that you would just clip to your side and you would load them up with music, that's the ideal method. But I don't remember how to do it. I think I would have to take my CDs, find some kind of a program to rip them onto like my hard drive, and then make sure that they're coded to support like an iPod shuffle. Something like that. I don't know. If you guys have like an easier solution, let me know. Something that doesn't require the internet. Like, the whole point is to try to be off the grid and not have to depend on, Siri or Alexa or any of that. Just good old-fashioned, you put the music on the phone and then you just turn it on and listen to it. That's it. Like, no verifying identity required, no signing in to your subscription service, just good old-fashioned, you turn it on and you just listen to your music. That would be nice. Although it would be nice to also have Bluetooth capability where you can sync up to like some Beats headphones versus the wired. I don't know. Does something like that even exist anymore? Everything is tied to some company because they want your subscription, they want your monthly payment. And I've been trying my hardest to avoid all of that. I think the only thing I have that is synced up to Alexa is my Ring doorbell and my Blink cameras, my outdoor cameras. And ideally, I would prefer to have those not be hooked up to anything. And technically, I don't have the subscription service for that, so it's not like it's really saving anything per se. It saves to a local USB drive that I've got, but only like the last week, and it's only for like movement it catches within like a 30-second segment. That's about it. Nothing too high tech. I have it more for, I don't know if emergencies, but just some sort of protection, because I think nowadays you kind of have to, unfortunately. I think people are more, how would I put it? More determined or more okay with breaking and entering than maybe before. I don't know. Who's to say? I don't know. It's like consequences these days are kind of like, hey. Sometimes it's extreme, others it's just a slap on the wrist. Lately we've had a rash of vandalism from some kids, some teenagers. And I know that it was teenagers because the cops finally got them. And they were like 14, maybe 15 years old. There was like 3 or 4 of them. And it's like, geez, 13 and 14 years old. My only care was beating Kingdom Hearts, Sephiroth and Kingdom Hearts, which I don't know if any of you guys are gamers or Disney fans, but Kingdom Hearts was a blast. In fact, I hadn't thought about Kingdom Hearts in a long time, probably at least 5 or 6 years. It wasn't until Katie from Diamonds and Washies in her latest WIP and Chat mentioned about how she was gaming again because she's trying to let her shoulder heal up from straining it. And she had mentioned Kingdom Hearts. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts in so long. And I remember there being like an arena mode, like a battle arena mode. And of course, one of the main bosses was Sephiroth, which is the main villain in Final Fantasy VII. And I remember it taking like an hour to try to beat that guy. Like he was difficult. I miss that. I miss games that were, that had challenge too. Nowadays, it seems like all the games are just so easy. There's a lot more story-based games too, but it's nice to have a little bit of a challenge every now and then. I've got my cozy games that I like to play. Stardew Valley is my ultimate cozy game. It's my absolute favorite. Love that game. And then Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon. Okay, because I know there's Harvest Moon and there's Story of Seasons. I'm talking about the OG Harvest Moon. So before the whole fiasco with, I think it's Marvelous, about the rights to the name, and yeah, it's a whole debacle. Because the newer ones aren't that good, but the older ones were like really fun. Harvest Moon 64, that one was so much fun. And also kind of the original. I wouldn't be able to play the original now because it would be way too boring. But that's what nostalgia's for. You get to remember how much you enjoyed it when you were younger. And then you get to enjoy all the improvements that have been made over the years. Just like I tried playing Animal Crossing Wild World. I think it's the one where it's on the DS. Yeah, no. I couldn't get into that one. I think what made Animal Crossing New Horizons, the newest one, so popular was the fact that everybody was playing it at that time because of COVID. Like it was its best-selling game of all time because everybody was stuck inside and they didn't know what to do with themselves. So they decided to play this game that everybody else was playing, and then it became a big, huge sensation around the world. That was fun. I do miss that time. I miss that part of that time where everybody was just getting together like in Animal Crossing or whatnot and, playing a game together because they now had the free time to do it and getting to see everybody's creations. That was fun. And I'm hoping that there will be another Animal Crossing game here released soon because I sunk a lot of time into it. Surprisingly, because I'm not very creative, but that's what the community is for, because you get to see everybody else's creations and get inspiration from them. Kind of like with diamond painting. I get to see everybody's finishes, and then I'm like, oh, I want to do that one, or I love that artist. I want to see what else they've got, or you'll see like somebody mention a new small shop, and you're like, oh, I haven't heard of that one. Let me check them out. That's what I love most about the diamond painting community is that everybody's sharing something, and I'm always learning something. 7 months later on this journey of finding diamond painting, and I am still learning every day something new when it comes to diamond painting. Like I was watching, I don't remember her name, but I think her YouTube channel is Mink, M-E-N-C-K. And she was doing her big stash video. Spoiler alert, she has more than me. I have 13. She's got a little bit more than 13. She's got a few. And she's got them from a variety of small shops. And some of them I've heard of, you know, Jaded Gem, Oraloa, Diamond Art Club, of course, Dreamer Designs. But there were a few that I hadn't heard of. Like, and I know some of them are closed. Like, I think Craftably has been closed for a little bit. DIY Moon Shop may be closed now. But there was another one like River City or Lake River or something like that. And I'm gonna have to take a look at if that one's one that's still available, but it was just so refreshing to see different pieces of artwork. Lately, it's been feeling like we're all into the same thing. We're all into fantasy. We're all into, you know, mystical and witches and fairies and mermaids and the cute little animals, and which is awesome. But it's also kind of refreshing to see what else is out there. Like I've seen these really, really massive ones from, what is it, Diamond Deutschland, where like they'll sell Josephine Wall kits that have like 200 plus colors in them. And I'm thinking that's psychotic. I don't know how I would deal with over 100. Fun fact, Diamond Art Club actually released today their first kit with over 100 colors in it. I think it was like some kind of butterfly waterfall one. It was really pretty, but it had like 102, 103 colors, and I'm like, no, that's a lot. 60 colors-ish. What is this one? This one's 60 exactly. 60 colors is nice. I am kind of looking forward to doing my fortune teller one, because that one's got what is it, 70 or 90 colors or something like that in it. So I'm kind of curious to see how that'll go. I'll have to use my larger 120 set from Art Dot. That's this kind of cylinder set. I'll have to bring out that big boy when I go to do that one. But yeah, it's kind of nice to see what else is out there. I found a newer shop that I hadn't really heard very much about. So perhaps you guys can share some light on this particular one. Fallon Gems, Fallon. Have you guys heard anything about Fallon Gems? They had some stuff. They had some cute little things. So I was kind of curious about that. And then there was another one, another smaller shop. Oh, what is it? It's only like one creator so far who's on it, and it's Sam from Japan or something like that. I remembered seeing a creator do a review on it, and it looked really cute, and they had a couple of cute designs on there. Japanese influence, because obviously they're from Japan. So if you're into Japanese folklore, like the kitsunes and ramen and things like that, they had some really cute designs there too. So it's kind of nice to see some newer shops. I know that times are very, very rough for new shops right now. I think times are kind of rough for everybody. So it's kind of nice to see some newer stuff pop up and, you know, just add some more variety, some options, kind of branch out from the tried and true. I like Diamond Art Club. I do. But there's more than just Diamond Art Club out there. I've been looking at like Dreamer Designs and stuff. Unfortunately, it's not really, a lot of it's not the style I particularly go for or gravitate towards. I think there's only like 2 when I was looking on the website. I think there's like only 2 on the website I actually like. I think one of them was called like the Dragon Shop by Bigelow Illustrations. That one, of course, it's sold out, so I can't try it out, but I don't know, maybe if it restocks, I'll order that one and kind of see what Dreamer Designs is all about. I know that a lot of people don't like Dreamer Designs because of AI. I am not going to go into the conversation about AI. I am not a fan of AI, but I don't mind it as a tool. And that's probably where I'll stand on it, is just that. Because I know I believe if you can, support the artists themselves. My hope is that AI will become regulated, but time will tell. Hopefully we don't go the path of iRobot and Terminator. That would be unfortunate. Hopefully we'll be smarter than that. But yeah, so I've been seeing what other small shops there are. Orloa has a lot of cute stuff. There's a couple there that I've got my eye on. A lot of the ones I like are all sold out, so apparently everybody else likes them too. So I kind of have to wait and see on that one. Jaded Gem Shop has a lot of cute stuff. Congrats to Jade, by the way, because she just found out she's pregnant, so yay for her. She's doing a fun little sale right now in celebration for it. But she's also going to be very busy, and she may not have as much time to do orders since, you know, she's going to be looking out for 2 right now. So just a heads up, if there's anything you were on the fence about, you might want to get it now. It's already kind of like a couple month wait for a lot of her stuff, so it might get a little bit longer depending on if she's going to take some time off, which hopefully she does, to spend time with her new family member when they come. I had put in my order for the DP Along, Flossy Fox DP Along, which should be, I think the first part comes out in August, the first part of August. I'm probably not going to get my stuff until like September. We'll see. But I ordered that, and then I'm probably just going to wait a little bit just because there's so many other like stores I would like to try my hand at ordering from, like Orloa. I think Orloa is going to be the next store that I order from. I should really do like a wish list video. Yeah. I should do a wish list video with you guys, kind of show you what I've got my eye on with every company, with Diamond Art Club, Dreamer Designs, Orloa. Those are the 3. Pretty Little Gems. I think there was 1 or 2 sets there. I'm thinking Munimade I think has 1 or 2. Yeah, I think I will do a video for you guys that kind of goes over my wish list. It'd be kind of nice for me too to remain a little organized on that. Gems Flow is the app I use. I think pretty much everybody uses that, where you can kind of log what you have in your stash and what you have on your wish list, and if you get it, you can transfer it over, and it's quite nice. Unfortunately, you can't really like categorize in your wish list, which rather sucks because I wish I could categorize it by small shop. Like, these are the ones from Jade, these are the ones from Munimade, these are the ones from Orloa. That way I can kind of keep an eye on what stores and small shops I want to look at supporting next. Because let's face it, Diamond Art Club gets a lot of our money. We should share the wealth with others. You can take them. Oh, so yeah, I think that might be the next video. Oh, we have a guest appearance, Mr. Drago, who doesn't look very happy. He's kind of got a puffy beard. I think he wants to go into his cage. Yeah, he's got a little bit of a puffy beard. I think he's ready to go into his cage.
No, he doesn't.
I say he was chilling next to me on a blanket in the sun, but all right. You can go ahead and put him in his cage now, hon. That's a real close up. All right, thank you. All right. Slowly but surely I'm making progress on this one. And I just put away the drill color without putting away the drills. Is this the right color? Oh no. I don't remember what color I just grabbed. I think it was this one. Let's see here. If I put one next to it. Yes. This painting, Fairy Lights, she came out really, really pretty. She got a little bit of gapping though. This is a slightly older one from Diamond Art Club. I got this one off of a D-stash. So this one's kind of the older one. And I think the grid field on this one is a little bit looser because I got some gapping. I've tried to be really good about placement, but yeah, you can kind of see some gapping. I have my light pad on underneath too, which always highlights all the flaws. But she is confetti. She is very, very much confetti. She turns out really pretty, very pretty, but very, very heavy on confetti. So she's taking me a little bit longer to do because of that. I am very seriously thinking about trying out a tray storage system, like Forever Young or Tray Bricks. My question to you guys, if you could help a girl out, which one would you prefer and why? In particular, the size. Which one holds more? Like ideally, if I could do a whole pack, like if I were to put a full pack of one of these in the tray container, would one of them hold all of it? That's my big question. I would ideally like to have one that holds all of like a whole package. It doesn't need a whole like multiple, but just at least one full package. So what size container would you guys recommend for that? I've been kind of leaning towards Forever Young, but I don't want, like I use a tilted drafting table right now, and primarily how I do my drills is I've got my storage container here, and it's just next to me, like to the left of me on my couch. That's it. I know that Forever Young has towers. Like they have this really pretty stand-up tower that you can place all of them in, and it looks really nice if you diamond paint like on a flat surface and it's kind of stationary. Mine is not. So my drafting table is almost always reclined unless I'm doing a video, and then I've got it flat down for you guys. And then it's also got wheels. So I've got it linked down in the description below, like an Amazon link of the one I use. I modified mine a little bit. I put caster wheels on the bottom of my table so that it can move around on the carpet. So that way I can move it out of the way when we have company, or, you know, if I need to do some cleaning, or, you know, want to move it out of the way so that I could actually watch a movie or something without it. Because right now, my biggest area that I diamond paint is on my couch. Like right now, I'm sitting at the edge of my couch and I just diamond paint from here. And when I'm done, I roll it out of the way and I, you know, put it in a location in the living room where it's just tucked against the wall and it's out of sight, out of mind kind of a thing. I really like that, and the wheels helped a lot for that. And then it's kind of comes with like a little sliding, I don't want to say tray, but like a sliding shelf. There we go. Oh, come on, get in there. And that sliding shelf is over here on the left. And a lot of the times when I'm done diamond painting for the day or for the night, I'll close up the storage container and I'll just place it to the left on that little tray. So that's how I store my drills for when I'm working on my projects. So having like a tray brick tower system wouldn't really work out well for me. I saw that Forever Young has like I guess I'll call it the shoebox system, where it looks like it's in a cardboard box. Probably is exactly that. And that's what you store them in. I think it only has, what, 45 colors though. So I'm like, well, I need at least 60 because most of the kits that I do, especially if they're larger, have at least 60 colors most of the time. Not all, but they have at least that. I mean, and if it has more than that, well then, you know, you would want to probably go with a different system. But just to try out, I think I want to try one of them out. I'm leaning towards the Forever Young system, but I noticed they had 2 different sizes, the extra large and the regular. And they don't really have like the measurements on there really, because I was trying to compare them. I think I might need to just like reach out to the companies individually and ask them, what are your sizes for your trays? But at the same time, I don't know if that would really help me out or not, because I don't know if a large packet of drills would fit in a regular one or if it only fits in the extra large one. I don't know. So if you can share any insight, any tips, or helpful advice, I would greatly appreciate it. But I think I'm going to leave it here. I have got so much more confetti. Although, I will say, all of this black is going to be super easy. And then when I get to the color blocking, I just need to get all the confetti out of the way. And when I go to do, like I've got number 1 here, that's this AB. It's a really sparkly AB. I mean, look at that. Look at how sparkly that is. I do love this color. It's a really, really pretty color. Like it shines and sparkles. Love it. But I think I'm going to have like a little paper towel that's damp, because the trick is, and I've done this trick and it does work. I use my my red heart wax, and I use my single placer, and all you do is you like tap it, you dampen it on the damp cloth, and then you pick up your AB, and it provides just enough of like a water layer where it doesn't pull the red wax out. So I think I'll probably get that out of the way next, and I'll have to grab myself just a little damp towel. That's where the lily pad comes in. I need to grab that lily pad so that it's just ready to go whenever I need it. But my voice is getting a little hoarse, so I'm going to go ahead and end this WIP and chat here today. Tell me, what have you guys been up to the last week and a half, 2 weeks? Are you guys ready for spooky season? Are you ready for back to school? Are you ready for all of the stuff that's coming in the next couple months? Busy season's coming up. All the holidays are coming up. Back to school, that's a holiday in its own. Then you got like Halloween, Thanksgiving if you're in the US, Boxing Day for Canada. Then you've got Christmas and New Year's. It's a busy quarter coming up. So are you guys ready for it? I am. I'm ready for some cooler weather. It's been very hot and muggy, and I'm over it. I'm ready for spooky season now. It's my favorite season where it's nice and calm. I'm ready for it. But let me know in the comments section below. And yeah, I would greatly appreciate any advice on the tray bricks versus Forever Young storage solution. I would really appreciate that. So I'm going to leave you guys here. Thank you so much for watching, for listening to me ramble on about nostalgia and what we miss from our childhood and all of that. That was kind of fun. Going down memory lane. That was a lot of fun. So thank you for sticking around and just having a chat with me. I appreciate it. I will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.